Hey everyone, welcome back to the Normal Readers.
I'm Chloe.
And I'm Philip. We'll be talking books, swapping recommendations, and getting their unique takes on stories that they love.
So let's dive in. Now we're going to transition over into our favorite elementary books that we read in school. Philip, do you have any, or do you have like a specific one that you would like to talk about?
So mine we talked about last week. It was the book Wonder. It's basically about a boy named Augie Pullman who was born with a facial deformity. It makes him look different than other kids, and after years of being homeschooled, his mother's finally putting him in an actual like I think it's a private school. It's like a private school, but it's like still with other kids, I believe. I don't remember. I read this a while ago. Um, it follows his struggles, triumphs, and learns to stand tall despite the challenges that he faces on a day to day. It's told from multiple different perspectives, him, his sister, his parents, all that jazz. It's I dropped my mic.
It's okay.
It basically it basically shows the importance of choosing to be kind over what's like right, pretty much.
Yeah.
What about you?
My book is Holes by Louis Sachar. You get the point. But in this book, a boy is wrongfully sent to a brutal camp where the camp warden and her staff force the children in their care to mysteriously dig holes all day long in the desert. Their rehabilitation is questioned as they think something sinister is involved. In this book, it teaches you the importance of friendship and sticking together, and then also just kind of trusting yourself as well because they are and they like they're digging for something, so they have to kind of realize and work work together to figure out what they're digging for and to make sure they stay safe and not help uh the wardens and stuff and the owner of the thing because yeah. But I feel like it teaches the importance of friendship and working together and hard work too. Because digging holes is not easy in that desert. It's hot.
I didn't read the book, but I did watch the movie.
Yeah, the movie's good too. So now we're going to talk about middle school, like a book we read in middle school.
So
Oh.
one of the books I read, I think I read it in seventh grade because it was over the pandemic, was The Hobbit by J.R.R.
Tolkien.
Tolkien.
It's just Tolkien.
You get it's Tolkien.
Yeah, I don't think there's I in there.
I thought there was an I.
J-R-R. Oh, there is.
So it was Tolkien.
But I thought we only said Tolkien. Whatever. You know, my teachers might have been wrong.
So basically, the book it follows Bilbo Baggins, a quiet hobbit who gets swept into an adventure when the wizard Gandalf and a group of dwarves recruit him to help reclaim their homeland from the dragon Smaug. Along the way, Bilbo faces trolls, goblins, giant spiders, and more, but he also discovers courage he didn't know he had. He even finds the One Ring, which becomes essential to the Lord of the Rings series, which I feel like is a lot more well known.
Yeah.
Like everyone like whenever I say I read The Hobbit, they're like, "Did you read The Lord of the Rings?" Like, no, I read The Hobbit. Now, like yes, it's like included, but like it was the first book in the series, so
Right.
it was like the prequel before there were things called prequels.
Hmm.
At its core, the story is like a stepping out of your comfort zone. And so I read it in seventh grade and it became like one of my favorite books of all time. It became my favorite so quickly that I went and bought like all like the fancy looking ones, like the brown ones that like are all the same color. Don't know why.
I'm
So
curious.
what was your favorite book from middle school?
Yeah, I read The Secret Garden and I ate that book up. The Secret Garden tells the story of Mary Lennox, a young, neglected girl orphaned in India who is sent to live with her uncle in Yorkshire, England. While exploring his estate, she discovers a hidden, locked garden. With the help of her cousin Colin and a local boy named Dickon, Mary revives the garden, and in the process, they all find healing and happiness. The story explores themes of nature's restorative power, self-discovery, and the importance of friendship. I personally love this book because she starts out, like Mary starts out being a spoiled, like a spoiled brat, basically. Not the kindest, and she was not used to like that sort of living, even though they were in a state. It just still wasn't living up to her life in India. It was very different. But through finding the garden, she was able to find friendship. She was able to develop herself and be a better person and everything like that, which I feel like is so important to learn in like middle school because you could be like, I feel like that's the year to kind of start getting mean. Like, I mean, you could be mean in elementary school too, but
I was no fake.
oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I love like the use of nature in this book because nature truly can like bring happiness and peace and all that. So it teaches the importance of going outside, even tending to a garden just teaches you responsibility and, the need for help and everything like that. So I feel like the book teaches you all these important things, especially when it comes to nature and finding your peace and being kind, kind of like wonder, that you can take with you.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
So our next topic is going to be our favorite high school reads. These can be things we read in ninth, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade.
Okay, so the book that I picked for the high school reads is George Orwell's 1984. In this book, Winston Smith, a member of the party in Oceania, rebels against the oppressive regime and its omnipresent surveillance under Big Brother. He engages in a forbidden love affair with Julia, and they seek to join a supposed resistance group. However, they are betrayed, captured, and subjected to torture and brainwashing in the Ministry of Love, ultimately leading to their forced conformity and love for Big Brother. I think this is such an important book to read because it talks about conformity in like society. It also talks about propaganda because like they're under surveillance, they have to follow Big Brother, they have to love Big Brother. And it shows that even when you try to work with somebody, sometimes you do still fall for or like you still end up, falling for the propaganda and like conforming in the end. So it's very important to try to stay informed about everything that's going on so you can beat the like not listen to the propaganda, don't conform to society standards and everything like that. It teaches you not to conform and to not engage or to stay different from society standards. Well, try to at least. And yeah, I think it's super important to read. Philip, do you have yours?
Sorry, I was looking around to make sure there's no other caterpillars.
Oh, it's okay.
Because no, because it walked around my so it walked around my entire blanket, like a full lap, right? Came
Hmm.
back on and decided to get on the blanket and it latched onto the blanket. And I
Oh,
was like stuck
wow.
in the blanket.
I'm
Anyway,
stressed.
so this next book does need a trigger warning, so it does talk about the 1996 Mount Everest disaster, which is like death and like not racism, but like
Wait, what happened?
inequality. I'm about to get there.
Oh, oh.
So my next book is Into Thin Air by John Krakauer. What? What is so funny? I'm so
I'm, tr
overstimulated. There's
I'm
like
trying to get there. My bad.
I'm so over it. I'm so overstimulated. There's caterpillars everywhere. There's motorcycles driving their engines. I'm actually overstimulated. Okay, so my book, trigger warning, is Into Thin Air by John Krakauer. It's his firsthand account of what happened on the 1996 Mount Everest disaster. Krakauer, who was a journalist for the Outside magazine, joined a commercial expedition team to climb Mount Everest. What was supposed to be a historic climb became a quick disaster. As the went because when you climb Mount and like what I learned with this book is when people that climb people that climb Mount Everest, there's a specific window, like there's like a week of time.
Mm.
You have to do it in the spring on like a specific week.
Oh,
Spring for like the US in a specific week.
yeah,
Because that's like the safest condition for climbing. There's not a lot.
very good.
So the historic climb quickly became a disaster because the window for safe climbing closed, and him and the team in which he was climbing with faced danger.
Okay, moving
Um,
on.
so it basically talks about his story of survival because a lot of the team he went with did end up passing on, and some of them did end up getting like hypothermia and having to get limbs amputated and things. Um, so it's his story of survival, but it also raises questions about the risk, danger, and the part I was talking about inequality was the overall treatment of the Sherpa. The Sherpa are the people that live like pretty much around the base of Mount Everest, and that's pretty much what they do for work. Like that's how they make their income is helping people hike Mount Everest.
Hmm.
People that go in and like hike it are often unexperienced and they're doing it for fun. But what they don't realize is that they're putting themselves and the Sherpa that's helping them in danger. So basically, the Sherpa are pretty much like risking their lives to help these people that pretty much aren't being grateful about it in any way or shape or form. So it's a lot of like so when I read the book, it was very much like the Sherpa are being like mistreated, and this needs to stop. Like we need to stop hiking if we don't know how to hike right. Like on
Right.
as I just said, many people died because they didn't know what they were doing. One girl got carried up the entire mountain in the book. So like and when I say carry, I don't mean like no, I mean like she was literally carried up the mountain like
Yeah.
by a Sherpa. So that and then it's just like to me the book was pretty much like equality. I keep repeating myself. It's like the Sherpa because like the Sherpa risk their lives pretty much every day for money that they need just to get
Right.
ridiculed for not saving every single hiker that didn't know how to hike right.
Right.
Pretty much. I recommend the book. It was my favorite book. It is a memoir. So
Mhm.
I recommend if you like memoirs.
Hey guys, this is Eden and Chloe here for the Notable Readers. As you can tell in this episode, it is completely different than our other episodes. And it is definitely not as long. There's not as much content, but I wanted to let you guys know why. We're supposed to have a guest on this episode, but due to circumstances, we weren't able to have our guest come on. But we had already filmed content for the other segments that we were filming, so we just decided to make a video out of those segments, and just have a shorter video. So that's why it's a lot shorter. It's not as cohesive, but it's not supposed to be like that, I promise. But the rest of the videos will be normal for the next time, and the next time we have guests. So if you ever want to be a guest, all the links are in the bio, so make sure you go look at those. So that's it for this episode of the Notable Readers. We're Chloe and Philip, and we love bringing you into our book chats. Follow the podcast as well as our other socials so you don't miss another video. And until then, happy reading!